The FBI's footprint has gotten so freaking big. And the biggest problem the FBI has come out of its intel shops. I'd break that component out of it. I'd shut down the FBI Hoover building on day one and reopening the next day as a museum of the deep state. And I'd take the 7,000 employees that work in that building and send them across America to chase down criminals. Go be cops. You're cops. Go be cops. Go chase down murderers and rapists and drug dealers and violent offenders. What do you need 7,000 people there for? Same thing with DOJ. What are all these people doing here? Looking for the next government promotion, looking for their next fancy government title, looking for their parachute out of government.
Right. That's a lot of tough talk in the badge. Remember that saying? Look, Kash Patel. Let's be real about what Kash Patel said. It sounded strong back then. Yeah, shut down the Hoover building, send 7,000 agents out to be real cops, and turn the FBI headquarters into a museum of the deep state. But here's the problem. Nothing he said is actually happening, and none of it ever has. None of it ever will. For years now, we've heard promises. Arrests are coming. Sean Hannity, I used to watch him back in 2016. I had to stop because I realized everything he was saying was just nonsense. Arrests are coming. Indictments are coming. Justice is around the corner. But ask yourself this. Who has been arrested? Who has actually been sent to prison for these so-called deep state crimes? And the answer is no one. Kash Patel, even after being appointed to FBI director under Trump, he still can't move the needle. That's why he can't release the files. Why? Because once you get inside, you find out how little power you really have. The deep state, the so-called deep state, it's not just real, it's untouchable. You can call it whatever you want. And it doesn't matter how tough you talk from the outside. You sitting on a podcast trying to gather more votes and more clicks from the conservative party. But once you're in, they own you. They got your balls in a vice grip. Even Trump, who I voted for Trump 2016, 2020, 2024. I don't believe he's corrupt. If he was, they would have had him a long time ago. For God's sakes, they were trying to bring up crimes. They wouldn't even prosecute the average person in any city. But it does appear to be, he does appear to be compromised, not financially, but likely through threats. Here's what I mean. No one steps on that kind of power without risking something personal. Imagine you becoming the president of the United States, most hated person in the world. Something close to home is hitting. And that's the part no one wants to talk about. Like, we know very little about Ryan Wesley Ruth and Thomas Matthew Crooks. That shit was kind of like swept under the table. We kind of get an idea at who was responsible for that. I'm not going to get into that. But as for Patel, the tough talk, it worked for clicks and votes and influence. I get it. But I think until we see real action, until we see real prosecutions, not just indictments, you could indict a ham sandwich, for God's sakes. I'm talking real convictions, 25 to lifers. It'll just be talk. And I'm telling you right now, I think the American people, we're tired of just all the talk and bullshit. And I think Senator Kennedy from Louisiana, I find to be hysterical. I think he's on point here. Listen to what he has to say.
Did Jeffrey Epstein hang himself or did somebody kill him?
Senator, I believe he hung himself in a cell in the Metropolitan Detention Center.
Come on, bro. Come on, man. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Are you going to release all the information about that?
Senator, we are working through that right now with the Department of Justice.
I thought you said day one, bro. Day one. It's day 100 plus. What are we talking about here? I know they got his balls in the vice grip.
When you think you'll have it done, Cash?
I think in the near future, sir.
Like before I die?
Senator, we've been working on that, and we're doing it in a way that protects victims and also doesn't put out into the ether information that is irrelevant for production of the public, such as.
What is he talking about? What is this guy talking about? Listen, man, I'm going to leave it here. I think it's all gone to shit. I think everybody is corrupt. And I think there's only a select few of people that are trying to do the right thing and they realize they can't because they got their balls in a vice grip. With that being said, I'll see you on the next one.